Greetings, Americans. It's time for the weekly update from this side of the pond. I debated whether or not I wanted to do these every Thursday, but then I decided I was bored, so, I'm also trying to do this at a slightly higher angle than before because Damon pointed out last week that he spent too much time looking at my nose. Damon's weird. Anyway, so as you all have noticed, or may have not have noticed, but I encourage you to notice, I went to York on Sunday. It was fucking amazing. It was so incredible. I wouldn't have even thought of going to York. I don't know enough about the town to have even put it into consideration, but I learned so much stuff. It's so cool. The York Minster in particular, there are so few things in the world that would make you feel that insignificant standing there at the base of that building and looking up. Just this magnificent Gothic structure just stretching into the sky. It's incredible, and it's huge. I didn't get the chance to go inside this past time because I didn't have my ID card, but I have it now. I also got to walk around a wall that was constructed by the Romans about 2,000 years ago. So I have seen buildings and structures that are older than my country, your country, our country. Isn't it awesome? Anyway, all of that can really be seen in the pictures that I put up a couple of days ago. So if you haven't gone through them yet, I encourage you to. Not to sound, self-centered, but I do have to say the pictures came out pretty well. So what else have I been up to this week? I managed today, this is the other reason why I wanted to do this video today, because today marks the completion of all of the administrative bureaucratic bullshit that I've had to do since getting here. First of all, I managed to get my ID, even though I lost it the first time. That was a pill. I finally today managed to get a bank account. I have linked my student loan account to said bank account, so I should be getting the money in it hopefully tomorrow because they were technically supposed to pay me out today. But I don't know if it went through. I haven't checked yet. I don't have my debit card yet. It's different than in the States where they'll give you a debit card and then you just choose your PIN number, or well, you don't choose your PIN number, somebody else chooses it for you, which is whatever. Anyway, so, yeah, that's all done. I also signed up for NHS, which is the National Health Service, so that means that all of my contraception is covered, because I totally need it. Yeah, I've gotten pretty acclimated to the bus system, thank you God, because getting around without a car in this town is kind of a pill. I've managed to get some grocery shopping done. Thankfully, I also got paid on my regular account today. Managed to withdraw a couple of pounds and bought myself some stuff. So, even though I was hit pretty hard with a pretty sad bout of homesickness earlier this week, I have thusly managed to overcome it. Mostly. This place does feel a lot more like home. I'm getting really, really acclimated, so it's been really good. And I don't stop to think about how much I miss being home. I mean, I do miss being home, but I don't want to leave. It's more like, if I could, I really wish that I could just, lasso the United States and yank it over here so I could just, cross over whenever I felt like it. I want my two worlds to kind of combine, Oh, that also reminds me, on Monday, I had my induction for my master's degree program. My master's degree program, which has a grand total of 18 students in it. And they're not even all going to be in the same classes because you can choose optional modules. You can only choose one optional module per semester. It's really, really odd. Maybe I'm not used to master's degree programs and I don't think this is the norm for the school, but apparently you can only choose one per semester. It's really odd, but that's not the point. I did have a really good time, met some really cool people. A lot of the people in my class are middle-aged, but that's okay. I did meet a couple people my age. I made friends! Yay! Sort of. But I was really, really glad to get that done. And it was really, really cool to finally feel like a student again, because it's kind of what helped me have everything kind of click together, and I felt a little bit more normal afterwards. So I think that's what really helped me get past that last hurdle of homesickness. In case you guys have or have not noticed, I have started a list of all of the things that I'm going to be doing when I get back to the States. Namely because you don't really appreciate the things that you have until you don't have them There is no good pizza in this country anywhere at all. I've heard things about Pizza Express, but I've also heard bad things about Pizza Express. I haven't tried it yet. The place that I tried was this place called Echo Pizzeria, and it came the highest rated, and it was just so not good. It was so not good. So the first thing that I'm going to do when I get back is eat a pizza the size of my entire body, because I really miss pizza. And I also really, really, really miss pearl tea. There is no milk tea here at all. The only place that you can really even get milk tea is this place in Edinburgh where it's literally just milk. And there's no tea in it. There's boba in it, but there's just milk. That's also not the same. Also, and this shouldn't come as too much of a surprise, there is no good Mexican food. This is the problem with coming over to this country from California, where there's a veritable smorgasbord of cultural delicacies everywhere. Here, there are 3 types of food: Chinese food, English food, Indian food. I've already had so much of all 3 of those that I'm already sick of it. It does not bode well at all, because I'm still here for another God knows how many months. Anyway, also, it has been a complete pain in the ass to find Q-tips. I don't know if you guys know this, but Q-tips are a big deal. If I can't clean my ears after I take a shower, I just feel gross. Anyway, enough about hygiene and food issues. My roommate, my flatmate, Sarah, she comes back the day after tomorrow, and I'm so not okay with that. So not into that. I'm sure she's a very nice person, but I've gotten so acclimated to having my own bathroom, having my own space. Even though technically she was here first and she was just out of town when I got here, I feel like she's invading my space. I don't like it. I know I sound like a total spoiled twat, but I have not lived on my own for over a year, and before that I lived by myself only for a year. Before that I only had roommates. I was living with my parents. I miss having my own apartment. But it's okay, everything's cool. So tomorrow is going to be a good day, because tomorrow I'm going to mosey downtown with Georgia, and we are going to the armories, the Royal Armories, where I get to see all kinds of medieval armor. Georgia's boyfriend is a medieval studies PhD candidate, or actually he's a PhD student, and that's awesome, because medieval history, well actually all forms of history, are a particular interest of mine. So it's nice to be able to go around with somebody who knows something about the culture and who knows about the history, and who can get us to see the exhibits that maybe not everybody else can see. That's why it was great having him around at York too, because he taught me a lot of really interesting stuff that I'm not going to bore you guys with here, because unfortunately very few of you share my deep, profound love for history, except for Veronica. Maybe. Anyway, so I've kind of made a few decisions as far as what I'm going to be doing as far as travel. I am still planning on going to Romania in November, because Satya is going to Transylvania, and I am totally going to mooch off of him. Of course, by then everything should be petered out as far as loan money, and it's really not that expensive to fly out there, which is great. I have also, incidentally, just before I forget, I have also started applying at publishing houses. I am looking for an internship. I applied at Bloomsbury, but they're usually booked out 6 to 9 months in advance, because they have a really high turnover of interns. It's actually pretty cool, because what they do is they actively try to find students. So the turnaround is really high, because they want to give everybody a chance to work there for a couple of weeks. So I'm really hoping that I'm going to get into it. I'm really hoping they're not looking for full-time, because my visa says that I can only work 20 hours a week, which blows, because I only have class 2 days a week. But it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. I'm also really, really, really hoping that I can get one at HarperCollins, because if I can get an internship at HarperCollins, they have a branch in San Francisco. So I would have a much easier time getting a foot in the door when I get back home. I would already be working in an industry that I'm familiar with a company that I'm familiar with, and I really wouldn't have to move, and I wouldn't have to do too bad of a commute. So keep your fingers crossed for me. They only do summer internships though, so I'm not going to know for a while what's going on with that, but we're hoping. Anyway, travel plans. Kira's going back to Dublin in October, I think, and it gets really cold. And I'm already going to be flying to Romania in December or November, and then I'm probably going to be back in California in December. I'm most likely going to be back in California for a week or two in December, during which time I will be trying to figure out a way to get my cats overseas. I am currently still researching that. But as far as all of the other travel stuff goes, I actually think that for now, for at least for the next couple of months, because the train system is so good here, so fucking good here, I'm really just going to kind of leave it limited to the greater part of the UK. Ireland if I can, but mostly going to stay on Great Britain. So Scotland, definitely. I do have to hit up Edinburgh at some point or another, and I'm going to drag Georgia with me, whether she wants to or not. I am going to try to see Stonehenge as soon as I can because I really, 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 really want to go. And then there's also London, of course, because duh, it's fucking London. And the last one I have on my list right now is Exeter because my buddy Ben lives down in Exeter, and I would like to see it and him. So 2 birds, 1 stone. York is great. The whole fucking place smells like melting chocolate because there's a chocolate factory there. Incidentally, the same chocolate factory where they filmed Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You know, the really shitty 1970s one that Roald Dahl hated. But as a result, the whole place smells like chocolate and it's amazing. Oh my god. I really want to go to York for Guy Fawkes Night since that is where he was murdered. Or, no, that's where he was born. Sorry, he died in London. But we'll see about that too. So the things on my list are Edinburgh, London, and Kent, and Exeter. And maybe going back to York again because I do have to go inside the York Minster. Yes, I do. If you guys have any other suggestions of where I should go or any thoughts, then please shoot me a line down in the comments, and I'll see if I can't make a plan of it. Obviously, time and money is a little bit limited, so I kind of have to pick and choose. But I appreciate any and all suggestions. Meanwhile, this is going to 12 and a half minutes, and I think that that's a pretty fair summary for what's going on in the week. Just with me, everything's actually getting a lot better. Every single day is getting easier. I am definitely getting more acclimated. I understand the bus system now. I don't feel quite so awkward. I do, however, feel distinctly American. I don't really know how to describe it. I guess it's how a foreign person feels coming into my country, and now I know what it feels like, except I speak the language. I have no idea. Anyway, I'm going to bugger out of here because this is 13 minutes, and I think that I bored you all to tears sufficiently enough, so... Oh, and I did my nails. Check it. This is what happens when I'm bored. Love you guys. Love you to death, and I will talk to you soon. Good night.